Hello, Benites, and welcome to the show. On tonight's show, I'm going to talk about what the hell am I going to talk about? You can't predict what I'm going to talk about here. I don't even know. So we just watched a movie on Netflix, and it was great. Holly, what do you think? Look at the size of my freaking head. You know, I would have a full head of hair if I had a normal size head. Do you see how that thing, Janaea, thank you for your contribution. And hi, Deb. Hello, Lisa Ann Alugali. Holly is right now on the other side of the wall. She has the dogs outside. Archer decided he wants to go out, but I do believe you're going to see Archer tonight because he's been kind of huggy. Do you see how? Oh, wait, let me see. You guys want to talk to Mitch? Mitch has got a taste now for the big life. Hello, John. Patty, welcome. And the reason why that my computer just cannot no longer handle it, it's the resources are. So anybody that, you know, came into, if you ever wanted to contribute, get in the credits or buy one of the placements in the film or become a producer, now's the time, because I know when it comes time to putting together this film, this isn't going to be able to do it. It's gotten harder since like 10. Uh-oh. Let's see what he's wearing here. It looks like he's got headgear on, folks. Let's see. Oh, no, it's his hat.
Dragon Tales, Dragon Tales.
Let me move you to the top. You just seem more important
at
the moment.
Wait, we could be...
My computer is I gotta replace this thing.
It's on the fritz.
No, it's what it is it's been a great computer. I've used it where I've made, I don't know, probably now 8 or 9 of these films. But Apple has gotten to, you know, they switched to their own chip, the silicon chip. So I think they're giving like half of a shit about the older ones. And anyway,
yeah.
It's just the resources are just. I had a thing the other day where every time I would boot up the computer, it would say, "Do you have a Windows?"
I have both a MacBook laptop and a PC.
Well, it's been telling me, did you ever have your Mac freeze? And when you restart it, it says there was a problem last time. Do you want to open what you're working on? Yeah. Well, it kept doing that. And every time I closed down and I came back on, oh, thank you. Somebody donated. Every time
thank you.
They hear me begging because I say I gotta replace this. I'm not going to, like the last couple films, in particular, like 12, as I would go to render the whole thing,
right,
it would freeze at some point.
Would you use a laptop or do you need to have? Wait, which Mac do you have? You have a monitor Mac, right? Like
yeah, I have a big. It's a real. It was.
Would you use a laptop or is that too?
No, I could use a laptop, but the laptop I have is 2012.
Well, I was gonna say if you trade in, you could trade in both. The new the one I have is 20. Wait, what year is mine? I don't know. Let me see. The M1 chip that you were talking about is I have the 2021. So I think they're on the M3, which you could get, but the M1 is just great. And apparently it's like awesome. So the 2 and 3 are just a little bit better, but my
Thank you, John and Patty.
thank you guys. So it doesn't, because I was having that issue where my old Apple would just freeze all the time. Even my PC, I don't edit on my PC. I edit on my laptop because the M1 chip is so good. So I'm telling you, it'll change because you're gonna render stuff. You're gonna be like, holy crap! It still crashes, but it's more of Adobe's fault, not the laptop. You know.
Huh? Everybody said hi.
Hi, Holly.
Shut my door then when you go
Hi,
upstairs.
Jania. Hi, Sarah Ann. Hi, John.
John and Patty moved to Florida, and they used to live up here. And
way.
they have. We were talking about Bagliani's, which is an Italian market in Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
Downtown Hamilton is so freaking nice
Mm-hmm.
now, and it's got very artsy. Well, we said they go in there, and they had a friend that works there, but she only works Sunday. And so we went up there one Sunday, and I walk in and I say, "Are you Pauline?" And she goes, "Are you the guy that does the video podcast?" I said, "Well, I do live broadcasts." And
yeah.
there was a guy in here like last week that I swore was you, and I kept telling him, "You're the guy that does the video," and it wasn't you.
So she was saying to some random guy.
I hear the guy left his groceries and ran.
Yeah, imagine that. Wait, that's funny.
But they but no, I took a picture with her, and I've seen her another time, but the last time I saw her, she had her arm in a cast. like a kind of a cast, like a wrist brace.
Oh, I hope she's okay. I hope she makes a steady recovery. Good evening, Veronica.
And Ronnie, did you watch Severance? Holly went upstairs, folks. She's not down here. And
that was so loud.
I got punched in the face today by accident.
What?
Thank you, somebody. Yeah, I was filming something, and somebody was supposed to throw a fake punch. Well, it was. Thank you, Sarah.
Wait, you were filming for Bad Ben, and someone accidentally punched you?
It was a different project I was doing.
Oh.
And they were supposed to throw a punch at the camera like it was the person's eyes, and they punched me right in the face. And I don't normally do this, but I said to them, I said, "I told you you don't have to get close. In editing, I can zoom in." I said, "And if that happens again, you will never work here again, number one. And number two, I'll hit you back, and your mother will feel it." And anyway, he was highly apologetic. But I don't normally snap on somebody like that. But it hurt.
I was gonna say you were probably just angry because it hurt. Where'd he punch you? Like where in the face? Like you
right here. He's lucky he didn't break my glasses.
Were you like?
I was wearing a GoPro, so he hit the GoPro, which pressed into my glass. My nose was running. I was hoping it wasn't blood. If it was blood, I probably would have been digging a hole out back to bury him.
Oh my God. You gotta be, yeah. You know, that you gotta practice the stunt. You're doing stunts, you know, you gotta.
I know.
You gotta wear like an umpire mask next time.
No, I gotta start by saying this is what we're going to do, and this is what we're not going to do. And I need to punch him in the face and say, "You don't want to do that."
Maybe go like this. Here, put out your arm. Wait, that's kind of cool. Oh, I want to give you PTSD. I'm sorry.
That or ASMR.
I just had a Zoom meeting with this, and they went, "You're like ASMR."
Why? Because the voice is so good.
Because I have a mic, I guess. Yeah. But
say you're not some hack.
I said, "Hey, welcome to South Jersey. Smoking cigar in a garage basement. Is it a garage? Is it a basement? Make up your mind."
Well, it's the garage is on the same floor, but it's the other end.
Hello, Lisa
And
Ann.
then Scott stopped by the other day, and after the night you were on, Scott stopped by, and he used to work HVAC,
That's true.
and we were talking about Gene Hackman and possible carbon monoxide.
Oh,
And
which they said it wasn't that though. Did you hear?
he says to me, "Thank you, Lisa." Yeah, they determined it wasn't that, but we were talking about that, and he said, you need carbon monoxide detectors that are low to the ground. I said, well, I got the fire
You
carbon
said that's not
monoxide,
good enough.
and he said carbon monoxide's heavier than air, so it's that by time it gets up to that detector and goes off, you're already dead.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So when I get a couple pennies to rub together, I'm going to go get those carbon monoxide that plug in the wall low, because I don't want to be dead. Well, I'm getting older, but
Yeah, but being dead sucks.
and then this fucking article pops up today that says there's 2 stages when you age rapidly. When you turn 44, there's a big change, and then when you turn 60. I'm like, son of a bitch.
What does that mean, age rapidly?
Well, like you notice the change.
Did you feel a change at 44?
I don't remember. I was living in hell.
Well.
When I was 44, I was taking care of my mother full time.
Yeah.
And it was brutal. By the way, today is a happy anniversary.
Of what? Of who?
It's 1 year since my sister had her last chemotherapy treatment.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh.
Now she allows
Happy
me to
anniversary.
talk. She allows me to talk about it because it promotes to our ladies to keep check of themselves. But she had cancer like 28 years ago, and the type of cancer she had, they did a lumpectomy and all, and they said this type of cancer doesn't come back. Well, that type came back.
Oh.
So this time, she's in her 60s, so she just said, hack them off. And I got to tell you, it's easy for me to say because it's not a part of my body being removed. But frankly, she's not having any kids or anything. So frankly, if that's been the problem, get rid of them. Yeah. So she did have a double mastectomy. And today she received from her daughter and future son-in-law a cake to mark her 1 year anniversary.
Oh, well, big congrats.
So ladies, make sure you keep, aware of what's going on there in your lady parts. And if there's a problem, get rid of them.
That's right.
I'll tell you right now, if I wound up with a lump in my test, thank you. Somebody else said, thank you, Ronnie. If I'm telling you right now, if I discover a lump in my boys, I say to the doctor, first of all, this testosterone is bullshit because I can take a pill and look what it did to my hair. And but I say, take them off. Well, would you like to get prosthetics put in? I said, what am I, a Playgirl model?
Right.
So
that's what I would say.
Did I tell you about the advances in pancreatic cancer?
In like treatment?
Well, you know how a lot of people are like, every time somebody dies, there's a huge group of people who say, did they take the jab? Like, did they have the COVID vaccine? Well,
I didn't know
one
that.
of the things about mRNA vaccinations is they weren't brand new.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a delivery method they've been working on for at least a decade, if not more, at the time they used it with COVID. And it's a delivery method. And of course, the COVID mix was different. But the pancreatic cancer, there's no test for it. And by time you start showing signs of it, it's too late. And I
Oh.
know two people, knew them very well, that both died of pancreatic cancer in the both past 3 years. They find out they have it, and well, I know a third person. He was the mayor, what a city councilman in Egg Harbor Township. He found out in November he had it and was dead before Christmas.
That's so sad.
Well, now they're finding that using an mRNA vaccine, they can deliver a method that attacks the cancer in the pancreas. And
It's huge.
well, it went from where people had like 2 to 5 months life expectancy after discovery of it. The people that have been in the trials have now been alive for 5 years.
Oh, that's amazing. Where do you see that? Just on the news?
Yeah, on my Apple, on my iPhone,
Yeah,
it pops up. I check the news all the time.
that's awesome.
And,
Did you see the dog pill, the anti-aging dog pill?
no, is that real?
Yeah, but I forget how it's for. I think only for small dogs right now.
Well, small dogs are the ones that live long.
I know.
About a month ago, I was in my vet's office, and there's a lady in there with a little, I say Scottish Terrier. I don't know if that's the proper name. I said, "How old's your dog?" 20 years old.
What?
And this dog turned around, looked at me. It didn't have like cloudy eyes, they tend to get when they get older.
Yeah.
He had a real thick coat of fur, and he was beautiful and walking great and everything.
I had a dream the other night that I was presented with a bunch of puppies on the floor, and they were all like, "Wah, wah, wah, wah," like Shih Tzus. And then they were like, pick one. And I picked one. Then I woke up and I was like, dude, should I go adopt a small dog? Is that what my dream?
Yes.
Right? Yes.
Yes.
I love.
You were dog sitting for a while, and your dog fell in love with that dog.
True.
And then he was depressed when he went away, right?
Yeah, Pia, she was depressed. I think Pia would love to have a little buddy, but my parents, I don't know, they're like, we can't do it right now.
Well, one of the issues too is if you're traveling with this band,
that's what I'm saying.
It's going to become their responsibility.
I know. I think they would love it. My mom's been wanting to get one. I think my dad's the one that. But dogs, I think pets, like you have, like Archer and Sable, are they like best friends, you think?
They've got a weird relationship.
Okay.
Like they will not like it when one of the dogs, like when we go to the vets, I take one of the dogs in at a time.
Mm-hmm.
When that dog's taken out of the car, they are like, where are they? Where are they? And they're sitting there staring at the door until I come walking out with them. And they also play together rough. But like
really?
2 weeks ago, we went through a period where Sable was attacking Archer.
What?
About 2 years ago, we were going through a period where Archer was attacking Sable. And then in between, they they're very cognizant of each other, but they have their space. They both sleep on my bed. So when I was going through this with them fighting, I contacted a couple trainers.
Mm-hmm.
One of the trainers quoted me a price of $10,000.
Wow.
And I said, yeah, I'll get back to you.
How long? Like for 10 years?
That was like, I don't know. He was saying it was a while. And then another trainer who I called, this was the third one. The second one was the $10,000. I said, you're out of your fucking mind.
It is a tough job, but that's a lot.
The second one was better. I never even asked her for a price because I said she was so patronizing. And she's telling me, Well, allowing your dogs to sleep on the bed is the problem. That's the problem. They're being
Yeah,
territorial.
F that.
And I'm like, okay, thanks. And I got her off the phone. See, I have gotten control as I've gotten older, where I don't snap on people. Because I
That's
would have,
good.
10 years ago, I would have snapped on her. I would have said, do you have any idea how condescending you are? Is that your dog barking?
That's Pia.
Okay. And
She
then
barks, yeah.
the third one, which was the first one I contacted, but she took her sweet ass time getting back to me, quoted a price. I said, before we start, let me ask you a question. How do you feel about dogs sleeping on the bed? And she goes, if it's not an issue where they're not being territorial,
Right.
it's fine. She says, my cat and dog sleep on my bed. Okay, I said we can talk. Because and then she
Yeah.
quoted a very reasonable price, which was like 1/20th the cost of the first place.
That's cool.
And she's a lesbian, which is a plus.
Yeah.
Because
Lesbians get stuff done.
I believe Sable's a lesbian, actually.
I think Pia might be bisexual, but Pia does give lesbian vibes. Petey, who is the dog we were dog sitting, is a gay dog.
Male?
Yeah.
Well,
He's a gay dog. He does have a kid, but he's definitely a gay dog. But I think Pia was more like his bisexual best friend that had a crush on him. You know what I mean? But
and she was hoping one day there would be something there, but there just
it
wasn't.
just no. So what happened? Did this trainer come by?
No, but she's the one we're going to use.
That's exciting.
So she, in fact, texted me and said, have you made a decision? I said, yeah, I need to have more than $30 in my bank account. And
I hear that. I hear that. We need soundboard. We need the hell yeah button.
I know you keep telling me that, but
Yeah.
the fact of it is, as much as I am struggling at this point, with the raising funds and stuff like that, the reality of it is I've done the math, and if I make it through the next 2 years, I'll be good. I'm going to tell you something. I've been teasing the Benites with this for weeks because sometimes
OnlyFans.
Well, no. Sometimes with I have a contract already with Playgirl. I can't do OnlyFans. I've had something that's in the works, and I haven't want to bring it up because I've always had this feeling that it jinxes things.
Oh, I feel that. Yeah.
And then there's another belief that you have to put it out there.
Yeah.
In the universe. I mean, it's out there because it's happening, but I haven't told anybody about it. But tonight, because you're here, and all these people, I've been teasing about this for a couple weeks. I guess I'll put it out there. What the hell?
Here's the scoop, the hot tea.
Well, this is different than the problem I got in with the distributor a couple years ago. This is somebody I know and I trust, and they contacted me because they were contacted by a company that does pitches different places. And of course, what it is I don't have to put any money up. Nobody has to put any money up. The person that pitches it, if it is in fact the pitch is successful, then they get their cut, the other guy gets his cut, and then I get 60% of it. And what it is this person wants to pitch the Bad Ben series to Shudder.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
Shudder doesn't pay you based on minute stream. Shudder, if they want it, pays you a flat fee. That's similar to how Netflix
Right.
works,
They just buy it.
but they pay a decent flat fee, and like really decent.
So they would just buy it, the whole every Bad Ben film.
Yes, but in the contract is that I can keep them on Bad Ben TV, but I'll take them off any other platform they're on. They'll be
Okay.
taken off Amazon. They'll be taken off some of these other streaming. And
This
then
makes sense.
if it didn't get picked up by Shutter, the guy guarantees he'll have it picked up by Tubi, which Tubi pays well too. Tubi pays like
Dude,
Amazon used to.
and Tubi, this is the cool thing about Tubi. People will watch something on Tubi and go, "Oh, I love this." They'll film it with their phone and post a clip on TikTok, which people have done with Bad Ben. I've
They
seen.
did that with Bad Ben, and she
Right.
went from the girl who did it. It was her second post ever on TikTok,
Yeah.
and overnight 7 million views.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. When people do that, people will do that even more, I think, if it's on Tubi. I think.
Well,
Because
but I
Tubi's
will tell
big
you
for
that
independent stuff.
Shutter pays anywhere between.
Yeah.
I mean, they can pay up to $20,000 per film. There's 14 films, Mitch. That's
Yeah.
a lot. That's a lot of cheddar.
Yeah. I
So
agree.
I put it out there, folks, finally. So this is something that I need you, those of you that are people that pray for Bad Ben.
Send prayers for Bad Ben. Thoughts and prayers to Bad Ben.
And because that
Dear
would,
God.
but see, one of the things that's the appeal of the
That's
Bad
exciting.
Ben series,
Yeah.
first of all, it's known. But the second thing that's the appeal of this is if you can't congratulate me yet, Ronnie, because I don't know what's going. Now, here's what happens: the guy gets the contract 2 weeks ago, goes immediately to work on it because we only gave him 60 days. Because I'm not going through the bullshit
Yeah.
of months
Yeah.
until shit gets done. And he writes back in less than 24 hours, showing us the email he got back that says, I'm on maternity leave till the end of March.
Okay.
So anyway, not that
From Shutter.
not that they don't have more than one person doing that job.
Right.
It's
Right.
just the issue. This is his point of contact. And
Yeah.
it wouldn't be all or nothing, but I'll tell you, they get the best deal if they take them all, Tom. Because if they want to just take one, they're not going to get it for 10 or 20 G.
No, I think it would be good because I think obviously people are on Shutter to watch horror and horror related stuff. So that feels really good.
Well, the other appeal, the other dangle in front of them is that Bad Ben 15 they would get exclusively. And
that would be cool.
And going forward. So
I think this is what my dream is for you. I want you, but you don't like to fly though. So,
I would fly.
Okay.
I actually went and got TSA certified, so I don't have to go through the bullshit.
Oh, that's cool. I was gonna say I would love for you to act more. We got to keep making your stuff, but I think if you were popping up in independent horror films, or if Zach Kreger or whoever, you get cast at, like I had an idea when I was gonna try make a horror film, like seeing you cast as an exorcist or a priest or like a cop or something. Like I think then you just collect your check. That's just my thoughts. I think you'd be great.
I've been asked. They haven't been like they've been other production companies like my size, but I don't see the
You'll be
logic.
in bigger stuff, I think.
Yeah, I don't see the logic in weakening the brand by being in something that's the same size as what I do.
No. I think you'll. Do you know what I think you should leave as the sketch comedy show?
No.
It's on Netflix, I think. It's a pretty funny big show. Stuff like that too, plus horror stuff. No, I think it'll happen. Like, you just got to let them know you're available. I'm going to be your agent. All right. I'll make some calls. What's his name? Josh Robertson. Get him on the phone.
Robert Thompson. Yeah. Well, that guy is trying to get. He, had it made for quite a few years as on the Late Late Show, and then
I love
Craig
that show.
Ferguson got butthurt because, and you can't blame him. His network didn't move him up
Yeah.
into the the 11:30 slot. They got Stephen Colbert there.
I love Colbert, but I think that was a bad decision. I think Craig Ferguson's a much better late night host. I think I love the Colbert Report and his sketch work, but he's not as good of just a late night host. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I find him funny.
He's funny.
Sometimes I find, like, I would watch like, for instance, Jimmy Fallon is such a kiss ass. And he laughs at everything. He's such a kiss ass.
All right. All right, Nigel. All right. Nigel Bach, everybody. He's gonna.
So let me tell you how this happened, Jim. Jimmy, I was supposed to have 5 actors.
You're supposed to have 5 actors. Wait, okay, good. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Actors were coming down to be in this film. Bad Ben, I was doing.
We love Bad Ben. Bad Ben, everybody. Bad Ben. Oh, that's you right here, Bad Ben.
Yeah. And they dropped out one by one, so all I had left was the female lead. And Questlove loves females. Questlove. And I'm driving home, and I get a text from her. We're supposed to start filming that Saturday, and she says, "Moving to LA, can't be in your film. Sorry, good luck."
Ah! So then you gave up?
No, I picked up the phone, started filming myself, and that scene I shot right there was the opening scene to Bad Ben.
No way.
That's him, and he's annoying as hell. It's like, even the guests, like, I would sit there and say, "Jimmy, you need to calm the fuck down.
He's hyped up.
You're making me uneasy."
I think he might be on cocaine. I heard a rumor from someone.
Well, he was an alcoholic, is what I heard.
Yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't talk shit about the guy.
We shouldn't talk shit. But I'm excited for. I don't watch the Oscars, but I will watch for Conan. I love Conan.
Well, Holly is very excited to see. Is that tomorrow night?
That's tomorrow night. Did you know Orono met Conan? She was on Conan's show. Her band performed, and she has a picture with him, and he is so tall.
He is like 6'5" or 6'6".
Yeah. But I love Conan so much.
I'm sorry. I'm answering a text. Do you know your text messages don't come through to me on my computer? That's another problem I'm having with this.
Why?
When I can send them to you, and like when I log out, and tomorrow when I log in the computer, like the last thing I have, I said, "Just letting you know I'm going live." You texted me back on my phone and said, "Send you the link."
It's not on your computer?
No.
This is what I think you should do. Do we have an Apple? The closest is Cherry Hill, right? Do we have one in Atlantic City? I don't know.
No, they went out of business. But there's one in Marlton, and there's one in wherever the Trader Joe's is up there. There's an Apple store.
That's the one I've been to. I think you should take that and your laptop and just trade them both in for store credit and get, because I'm sure on it that probably adds up. I
That
know.
that would be something I would do, Mitch. But I got to tell you,
Yeah.
it's not going to be 100% where they're going to take this computer and that laptop. And I'm telling you, the financial situation is that if, like, honestly, in a dream world,
Yeah.
the Mac I would like to have is the Mac Studio, and it will be
Which one's
good
that?
for 10 years. It's looks like an Xbox almost.
Oh,
It's
the
all
trash
square.
can they call it.
Yeah,
Yes, those are good. Yeah, those are
but
good.
those things are like 10 grand.
I'm telling you, my laptop, the one I have, I love so much. I don't, but you know what? Do they not sell older models at the store though? That's the thing. You have to get the newest
They might.
laptop.
I mean, Bad Ben was done on my MacBook Pro.
This, because that's what I'm saying. This my Mac,
2012.
the 2021 MacBook Pro is so fast. It's
Well,
like it'll change your life. You're gonna be like, oh my god, I can edit. So, because you know when you edit on Premiere and when you start masking stuff, it starts slowing down. And or if you do 4K, like I could do 4K footage.
I don't need to get a $10,000 computer, but I do need to get like a $4,500.
I would get them. I think it's 2,500 maybe.
But I'm
That's why
looking.
I think maybe if you trade both those in, you can call them and ask, say how much could I get, and they'll maybe give you an estimate. Because you could maybe get like half off, if not more.
Yeah, but even so, I mean, I got to tell you, on a monthly basis,
Yeah.
it's day by day.
No,
I
me
sit
too.
here begging. And the thing about it is everybody you see in the room here right now have all donated.
Yeah.
They've
Shout
they've
out them.
they've donated multiple times,
You're
far
gonna have to start with the OnlyFans. I think that's no, but I'm right there with you. I'm
I mean, I don't need a
broke.
grand computer, but I would use a MacBook. But I'm also considering switching back to PC because back when I used to film things and they were done in they were AVI files, not MP4 files. MP4 files are compressed.
True.
AVI files aren't. And the video looks so much better.
Yeah.
I thought. And anyway, it's just
But I will say PC though, that can get the parts. Well, even if you get a pre-built, the parts are so expensive right now for PC parts because of the tariffs, I think, and whatnot. Anyways, Nigel, I need some advice, says Ronnie G.
I just blocked them. They're not getting any fucking advice.
Why did you block them?
Because when you follow a donate Von Bronate, that is setting up a case of the jerk off.
What is that?
Because
what does that mean?
Because I'm guaranteed you say, what kind of advice do you need? And they're just going to ask some stupid fucking question that is going to, and
but you didn't even give them a chance. What does donate Von Bronate mean?
They are making some reference to the fact that during my live broadcast, I seek donations. And that's probably not what they were seeking some advice on. I usually get these questions. This kid contacted me on Instagram and said, I'm doing a film. Would you do a cameo in it? And I said, probably. And that launched 15 instant messages on Instagram inside of 10 minutes about this is what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. And I would still probably do it. But I need a day like when I am like if we had a snow day and I couldn't move, I would sit down and probably go over what their request is.
Right.
But this person, now, let me give you an example what's going to happen. Ronnie G here, not to be confused with Veronica Miller, who I adore. That is Veronica Miller's
But
dog.
Ronnie G, we you gotta give him a chance.
No, but here's the thing. I guarantee you Ronnie G has 5 or 10 YouTube accounts, or they're right now contacting friends telling them to come in this room to harass me.
Maybe you're right.
Or I'm going to get an email, or I'm going to get mad. Why did you block me? I get that. And it's just because Ronnie, you started off like a jerk off. Okay. And I have developed an ability. I've developed a jerk off sensor.
Hey yo. Man.
Plus, what am I going to give advice on? If they say they want to do a film or something, like when people tell me, "Oh, I want to do a film," blah blah blah, I said, "You can shoot it on your phone." But like my problem, I got plenty of ways to shoot a film.
Yeah.
My problem is when it comes to editing, I'm doing more things, and it's really weighing. This system can't handle it anymore.
I think.
See, you're not getting the point because you're going to say again, if I trade these things in.
I was going to say that. I was going to say you're editing the. Oh, what the fuck is it called? Turn the lights off.
Right.
Leave the lights on.
Leave the lights on. The system can barely handle.
I was going to say that might be.
The final product is 17 minutes as compared to 90. Now, I also should mention I have 3 Mac computers. I have this one, which is the most powerful. I have the MacBook, which I did Bad Ben 1 and 2 on. Mm-hmm. But I also have another one.
Well,
and one of the things that pisses me off when I have like iCloud, like I subscribe to a 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte iCloud, that doesn't mean shit. All that means is if you're syncing to it, it will save your files that are on your computer to the cloud. But it also keeps a copy on your computer. So I will have, like, this computer has two 1 terabyte hard drives in it.
Yeah.
And that computer has one 250 gigabyte hard drive in it. And so does my MacBook.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens is I would think like this iCloud would allow you to put files in there that if you need them, you could grab them and bring them on. But
it'll alleviate.
It constantly syncs the computers.
Yeah.
So that your 250 gig hard drive will always be down to under 10 gig because it's trying to keep everything that's in the cloud on there. And it's just a piece of shit. I get a good external drive. Like I have a 12 terabyte external drive here.
Bam.
That is where I have a partition so that it's got Time Machine on there. And it's also got the other half of it is just files where I put as I'm working on Bad Bens. Now, I will tell you something. It's not Adobe. I use Trend Micro as a virus protector on my Macs. Mm-hmm. And Trend Micro has a utility with it that will search your computer for junk files and delete them. And with my 2 terabyte hard drive on here, actually, I don't have 2 1 terabyte drives. I have 1 2 terabyte drive on here. And I was always below 100 gig. And I would have to start backing stuff off onto the external drive. I ran this utility and it removed all this little crap, and I had over 1.2 terabytes of free space.
Damn, that's nice.
So, but it's a challenge. But like somebody, when they say, I need some advice, it's one of 2 things. They're going to talk about making a movie, which I'll gladly give them, or it's going to be about something of like something stupid, like my boyfriend or girlfriend did this. Did I say go see a counselor?
I think that would be a good segment, though, like the advice column where you give advice on relationships and.
I will say something that will result in somebody taking their own life, and then I will be sued. We give all kinds of advice here. Like one of the bits of advice I give to people, have Narcan in your house because you never know when you're going to need it. Not for yourself. You'll know if you're a heroin addict or not. But I'm talking about you might be having a family dinner or something. You have somebody you never suspect, and boom, they drop because I lost Mitch. Mitch got tired of talking to me. Oh, wait, Mitch, you're still there, but you're not there.
Hello?
What happened?
I don't know. It crashed, and then I was in a dark place.
Well, I got you back.
Thank
But
you.
But like I say, this in the state of New Jersey, they've done this twice, but they haven't done it in a couple years. The last time was before the pandemic.
New Jersey.
I had 3 people I know very close. One was Zach, who was in the first Bad Ben film. He helped in the background. OD died.
You always. I know. Why do you always go down this? This is sad.
Because if somebody was there that had Narcan, he would still be alive. You just like you would use
Sure.
Vicks nasal spray, you just spray it up each nostril and boom. This is going back probably 30 years ago or more. My sister got a piece of mail to her house for me. And it was just, they couldn't find me. They found her. So they sent this they sent a piece of mail there. So I was in Egg Harbor City. So I used to bowl on Sunday nights in a league in Egg Harbor City.
No way.
So I was driving up there and I said, I'll stop by and pick it up. And I had just gotten rid of my car phone back when they were wired into your car because I had a $475 bill. And
Wow.
I just said, this is crazy. So I got rid of it. So I go up there, pick up the mail, and as I'm driving out of her street, there's a woman there screaming. And there's these kids there laughing. And I said, and she's running up to the car. And, I like have some instincts kick in that I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on? Like it's a carjacking or some bullshit because there's like kids there. And
A lot going on, yeah.
she comes up and she says, my boyfriend's in the woods and he's dying. So I said, I'll be right back. I spin around, drive to my sister's house, and I tell her, do not come down here, but call the police. There's somebody down here says their boyfriend's dying. I'm going to go try and help. And one of the things the Air Guard did give me was a lot of training in first aid, specifically CPR.
Yeah.
We had to be recertified every 2 years. And I drive back down there. I get out the car. And the reason I'm telling my sister not to come down there is because if there's a mugging, they're going to mug her too or something. So I get down there and I see this guy laying in the woods. And I never told you this story.
I've never heard this story. This is scary.
He's there. There's a guy, he doesn't have a shirt on. And I walk over and I can see his heart racing. So I immediately know that I'm not going to have to do chest compressions. Like I could physically, he was like well built. Now I'm getting excited. He was a well built guy, but I could see his chest fluttering. And I said, what did he do? She said, we were drinking alcohol and he shot heroin.
Oh.
So I said, where's the needle? Because this was a period in time when HIV was very, they didn't have a lot of success in treating it. And it was a common way of spreading was through needles. I didn't want to kneel on a needle of somebody that had HIV, or B, kneel on a needle that still had heroin in it.
Yeah.
So she said, I know the police would be coming, so I threw it, which became the big issue of the night, by the way. So I get down there and he's not breathing. Like I said, I could see his heart beating. So I did mouth to mouth on this guy for 20 minutes because this part, Egg Harbor, I don't know how familiar you are with the city,
Right.
but the train tracks go through Egg Harbor. On the north side of the train tracks is Egg Harbor City. The south side of the train tracks, which I was on, is Galloway. And Galloway Police Department is all the way out past Stockton College.
Right.
Whereas Egg Harbor Police Department's right down the road, but they don't respond. So it's cops coming from Galloway and the ambulance. So for 20 minutes, I had to do rescue breathing on this guy. Now, the thing that I found most fascinating about the experience is that doing the mouth to mouth on a human being was exactly like those dolls. They used to call them resuscitate. Now you just do them on the head and the chest, but they used to be these full size, like rag doll mannequin thing. And it was exactly like those dolls. Even the sound, like the sound of the lungs inflating and all. So the cops come there, and the cop comes out, and he's got one of those bags you press with, like, it goes over. So he starts doing that. And, you know, I had said something when the ambulance got there, they walked over, gave this guy a shot, like right in his chest, and he sat up. And he was fine. But the cops, you know, I said, I'm just worried. I would like to know if this guy gets checked out, if he's got anything I need to, like TB, or HIV or something. And because that's what I was most worried about, because he was an intravenous drug user. And the guy said something about, well, you should carry one of these shields. You know, I said, I said, go interview 100 people around here and find one that carries one of those, you know, shields. They almost look like, you know, those things you blow and they unroll. Back in. It almost looks like that with two sides. Plastic around.
We're taught that in school because they just switched it when I was in school. They were like, you never do CPR unless you have this. And I was like, well, I don't. Who's ever going to have that?
You know, you have on your keychain, you have a bottle opener and a CPR shield.
Wait, so what happened?
So he lived, and he was fine. And they wound up, it turned into an hours-long event where they were looking for the needle because there were so many kids around. They were worried about, and I don't know if they ever found that. But no, he wasn't. I knew a cop. Thank you, Tom, for your donation. Hopefully you weren't Ronnie G. But the cop from Mullica, I think it's cop. They played in our softball league, and he was able to contact us. I said, no, he wasn't. You've got nothing to worry about. But I did take an HIV test anyway, but I was fine, obviously. I mean, my hair fell out, but no, but
Nigel Bach, the hero.
Listen to well, I'm not telling it for that reason.
He's a hero.
But here's the irony of this story.
That is crazy.
My cousin.
Thank God you were there.
My cousin, who was a cop in the city of Pleasantville, and was constantly dealing with fighting drugs, fighting crime, fighting drugs on the street, right? He winds up, his stomach feels hard. He goes to the doctor. He's got a tumor. 2 weeks later, he was dead. Okay? From stomach cancer.
Why are these all your
but listen, it ties together. He was laid out in the funeral home in Egg Harbor City. And by the way, my sister Debbie did come down because her in-laws live right around the corner. Her mother-in-law and father and her sister-in-law was there. So they were all there watching the circus. But we're at my cousin's funeral, which is like 2 weeks later. And my cousin who fought drugs. And they're carrying his Mitchell. I'm telling you, if I had my sister here, hand to God, this is not an exaggeration. We're standing outside the funeral parlor, and they're carrying my cousin's coffin out, whose job was fighting crime, fighting drugs. And at the corner of my eye, I see movement. Across the street was this little banner store. They would make like vinyl banners, and above it was an apartment. There is that guy who I did mouth to mouth and saved his life, and his girlfriend walking and going up the stairs into the apartment. And here I am with my cousin being carried out. And I said to my sister, I tapped her and I said, "Is that?" And she looks over and she goes, "Yeah." Wow. And the irony of that is, here is a law enforcement officer whose life was battling crime and drugs, and I could do nothing for him. There is a drug addict who should be dead, but I was able to save his life.
Wow.
That irony.
That's crazy.
That's the moral of the story. But it's like I had Zach die.
Yeah.
A woman who I'm not going to give any details because it's a very personal thing, but I knew her. She was in a store that I would often frequent and I became friendly with. 2 weeks later, her son ODs on heroin, dies. A very close friend of mine, 2 weeks later, his sister-in-law overdoses and dies from heroin.
It's a big thing here. Well, everywhere, but here.
I think, I don't know.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Look, you see how close I am to the computer. I keep it right here. Narcan, nasal spray. If somebody out front collapses, I'm out there. I'm out there spraying it up, because you know what? In a lot of cases, people tend to be a little bit like, I don't know, they tend to be a little cold. They'll say they deserve to die. Well, you know what? Nobody deserves to die.
It's an epidemic.
But right across from where used to be Kmart, which, if you guys remember Mitch criticizing me about Kmart in the Haunted Highway, you were so good in that.
Stop it.
But across the street from there is the methadone clinic.
Right.
Like these offices, which have like doctors and all this around there. It's a professional park, is a methadone clinic. And I had an appointment with, I was going to get my first ever colonoscopy. All right. We're touring Nigel's butthole. And anyway, I go, I was up early in the morning, so I wanted to drive down to see where this office was that I had to go to later. And when I pull in at 5:30, this one office all lit up, and there's a line out the door. And it was the methadone clinic. Yeah. And you know who was in line? Not these homeless living under the boardwalk. Yeah. There were people dressed in suits.
Yep.
Dresses. They were going to work or something, that were addicted, that were going there to get their, treatment to then go to work. Yep. So it is a problem. Yeah. Zach, when I asked Zach after he first told me I'm going to be gone for about 2 weeks, I said, "What's going on?" He says, "Well, there's no easy way to put this, but I'm a drug addict," which shocked me. I mean, I thought he was like, I knew he did pot, but I didn't know he was addicted to something heavy.
Yeah.
But his partner, that guy's father, when him and his son were sitting there, came out and put down a bowl of pills. And that's how they got started down their path of drug addiction.
Jeez.
I don't know if I told you, but Zach's grandmother is a billionaire.
Yeah, you did tell me this about the pink
and that's just the irony there is that she was in her 80s when Zach passed away. Like hanging over there on the wall is a framed picture, a big framed picture that when Zach was going to move to Florida to go to rehab one of the 3 times, none of which worked, he left here. And I tried to get it back to the family. And I guess the family thought I was one of his, because I left a message with his father's office that I was friends with his son. And I've got some of his personal belongings here. Never called me back.
Yeah. That's sad.
But you know what I've heard is that heroin makes you feel unbelievable. And they say people take it and they think that they can control it, and then they get addicted and then they're dead. I've only known one person who has worked with me now for 15 years doing camera work. You've never met him, but I can't say his name. I've talked to him before, but he's the only person I know. He was a homeless heroin addict, and he has since beaten it. He still goes to the meetings like every couple weeks. He likes going there early and making the coffee and stuff. He goes there constantly. He now owns his own home. He works 2 jobs. He owns 8 cats. I call him a cat lady. And but he's the only person I know of that's ever beaten it.
That's tough.
So I don't mean to be a downer, but what I'm saying, this whole thing goes back to why I keep Narcan in the house.
I know. That's good. It's good that you have it. And don't do drugs, guys. Don't do drugs.
Ladies, check your boobs.
And yeah.
And don't do drugs.
Get breast exams.
Guys, you could check your shit out too.
Yeah.
I know somebody else that is in a store that I frequent told me he had testicular cancer.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize we were at this level of a relationship that this would just pop out. But you know, when people have this, they want to talk to somebody. And you might not be able to offer them help financially.
Right.
You're not a doctor, you can't help them. But you can listen. Yes. And just listen to them talk. And you know, it's so that's what I did. And I do like this guy. Yeah, Ronnie says she lost
oh, I'm sorry.
My brother and Lisa, I think you had autocorrect. Something about alcohol. OD'd on heroin. Okay.
Heroin and alcohol. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. I think my dog's here. You want to see my dog? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Guys. Come here. She knocked on the door. Come here. Pia.
Well, that's just rude, Pia.
Wow, that's Pia. Come here. Come here.
Mitch, show me the outside of that door.
Oh, it's my sister's old room, so there's
got stickers because I don't know if you knew this or not, and it's a good thing you're wearing pants. When you got up, there's a mirror across the room. So when you open the door, when you open the door, we could see the stickers on. Pia.
Bam Margera. Pia, come here. Come here. Come here, girl. Oh. My father. All right. Oh. Hi.
How much does Pia weigh? She looks about 40 pounds.
I don't know. That's a good question. She's like a small big dog. She's like a weird size, like a mid-size. Look, she likes, do you see she does a little dance?
They all like that spot.
All right, bye. She doesn't stay. She's a loner, you know. And then she'll come in and be very cuddly. But she's very independent. But yeah.
She's a cutie.
She's more like a cat. Oh, there goes my pen.
So are you doing anything tonight?
I'm about to cook. So, no, I'm not cooking anything. I'm probably reheating a burrito.
Let me tell you, have you ever eaten at Mike's Pasta House?
No, where's that?
It's in Northfield.
No, that sounds good.
It's this guy who runs the Facebook page for Egg Harbor Township is always commenting on Mike's Pasta House. So last night, Holly and I ordered from there. It was pretty unbelievable.
Really? What'd you get?
I just got fettuccine Alfredo.
I love fettuccine Alfredo.
By the way,
yeah.
Here's more advice.
Yeah.
And the Benites have heard this multiple times.
Yeah.
I have not bought a coffee from Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks in probably 6 or 7 months. Holly discovered this thing on TikTok or Instagram or something, and you buy this Nescafe iced coffee mix. It's $6.88 for the jar, and it makes like 100 drinks.
Ooh.
And she every morning mixes it and puts the creamer in it, puts the stevia sweetener or whatever we use, some bullshit over there, non-sugar stuff. And the thing about it, Dunkin' Donuts is hit or miss.
Yeah.
But if you go to Dunkin' Donuts every day, we would get 2 donuts and 2 drinks. It'd be $15.
It's insane. Yeah.
I can't.
Even Wawa too.
Well, I can't justify fundraising for people to pay for me to spend $15 there.
No.
So I just said it's too much. That adds up. That's 400. Well, let's see. 15 times 10 is $150. It's $450 a month.
It's crazy.
It's a car payment.
Yeah.
So when Holly makes them, they're better.
Yeah.
And it costs about 88 cents a drink.
And you don't have to leave the house.
Well, we still go out, but we get out of bed every morning.
Yeah, I would like to. I need to get like a coffee. I can't really drink coffee, but I would like a hot drink to have in the morning because I feel like that's such a good
What about hot cocoa? Can you drink hot chocolate?
Yeah, I do love hot cocoa, but that's not every day. I would like a daily morning hot. I guess a tea. I'm trying to find a good tea. I haven't really found a tea.
Did you ever try Earl Grey?
Yeah, I've had Earl Grey. Are you an Earl Grey person?
You know how I became an Earl Grey person?
How?
Because of Jean-Luc Picard on Star Trek.
Oh, is that what he drinks?
He used to go to the food machine and say Earl Grey, and it would make him a hot Earl Grey.
Earl Grey. You kind of look like him. Look, Tom Kelly said your mic sounds great, Mitch. Bad Ben ASMR. Honestly, that you should do that, Nigel. Be like,
well, I got a good mic here.
You don't belong here.
Hello.
Wait. Well, yeah, now that sounds pretty good.
Well, that's because I keep the mic all the way up here. I could lower it.
Yeah, maybe lower it.
I don't know.
English breakfast. Yeah, guys, maybe I'll try a tea. I can't. What's it? I need a tea that doesn't.
See, here's my mic right here. Hello there.
That sounds good. There you go.
Hello, Benites. Welcome to Nigel at Night.
That's an upgrade. That sounds good.
Well, that's the mic I always use. The only thing is it's higher.
Well, I know. I was gonna say the distance is nice.
But I can. Oh, look at that. Oh,
there you go.
Looks dirty.
Yeah.
Hello.
Whoa.
ASMR.
Colonoscopy ASMR.
Hello. Let me tell you something. My doctor complimented me on my Dow prep.
They were like clean as a whistle.
I said, "Can I put that on my resume?" Everybody loves when I curse, which is that's why in Leave the Lights On, I didn't curse.
I know. You're trying to
I think
challenge
I
it.
said shit, and I think I said, "What the and then I stopped.
Yeah, you censored yourself. I saw that.
Self-censoring. It was self-censoring. People.
Self-censoring.
So you're saying I should get headphones too?
No. You don't have to
Why?
get headphones.
What is the benefit of headphones? So that your dad can't hear me talking shit?
No, because I think my mic would pick it up probably. I don't know. Honestly, I don't even think about it. It just automatically connects
Well,
it to my
I
headphones.
don't know if it's a setting I have on this, but my speakers are on and I can hear you and you don't get feedback. But it does tell you in the instructions, if you have feedback, click this or try using headphones. The other thing I can use is I can use my AirPods.
Oh, that's cool. Did I show you the Cheese Touch t-shirts? I forgot if I showed you.
No.
Do you want to see them? They're not out yet.
I want to see them, Mitch.
So I make music in a band called Cheese Touch. This is the first shirt. Well, it's flipped, I guess.
Yes.
It's the cow. It says Cheese Touch. This one, well, again, it's flipped, but this is Cheese Touch, but it's abbreviated. This one, we have a song called Jake Paul, Logan Paul Making Out.
Well, let me tell you something, Mitchell. I watched that video you sent me, and that guy kept playing those videos.
Yeah, he talked about that. Look, that I drew that. All right, that's our t-shirts. And
I would start embarrassing you if I started having this conversation. But you just have so many skills. Now, you don't have to compliment me because I know I'm perfect and I know how great I am.
Perfect.
But you have your
clean colon.
You're editing your. Tom wants to know if Cheese Touch is one word or two.
2 words.
You're editing your skits you've done, your shit like that. It's and like we would do so much improv in the Bad Ben film.
That's right. That's right. A lot of it's not planned.
I let you run with it, and you kept talking about pooping.
That's right. Well, I mean, if you're going to bring up colonoscopy, I had a colonoscopy at age, I think 25, 24, 25. So
Sarah wants to buy the cow one. So when the Cheese Touch shirts are done, Mitch, when you have them, you need to. By the way,
I'll let you guys
know. Can order online and get these real, like I've got these Bad Ben TV t-shirts.
Yeah.
And they're made in Pakistan, which a lot of people don't
like.
But I have a guy in Egg Harbor Township who does the t-shirts, and he gives a great price.
That's
and they're
good.
Awesome.
Well, how'd you get? Was that the same person you've had always, or is this someone you've?
No, this was someone else because
cool.
I couldn't. There was one guy here I went to see, and I walk in his office. He's got a warehouse and he does t-shirts. When I called him about them, he says, "What are you looking to have t-shirts made of?" I said, "Well, I do these low budget horror films." He says, "Bad Ben?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I know. I recognized your voice."
That's so cool.
So I go over to him, meet him. He's nice. When I walk in his office, it looks kind of like this back here with all the models and toys and shit. No adult
right
could have, but like the Star Wars memorabilia and all that. And he has this throughout his office. And he takes me through the building, and he tells me about how they think the building's haunted. And he said how there's it used to be a call center, and there were all these old like phones, analog phones in here that people would make calls for. And he says to this day, when we work late at night, we'll hear phones ringing that we don't have.
That's freaky.
And so I told him, I said, "Oh," and as I was talking to him, and he was asking me about the films, I said, "Well, it's entertainment. I don't believe half this bullshit." I think I might have offended him. But anyway, I took the designs on a thumb drive. He said he'll look at them, get back to me that afternoon with the price. Didn't. I called him a week later, and your people report. Oh, listen to this. We were just talking about colonoscopies. This is an email I get. Welcome to BioComplete 3. 100% of people reported better bowel movements after this.
Okay. Should we try it?
I drink mushroom coffee.
Oh,
My bowel movements are unbelievable now.
that's cool. Mushroom coffee?
Yes. Lion's mane is
Does
one.
it have caffeine?
I don't think so. Or if it does, they talk about that, but it's very low. And I drink it every morning, and that's warm.
Yeah, let me look into it. Lion's mane.
I'll loan you a tablespoon.
I'll just put it in my pocket. Just loose.
I'll put it in your hand. I'll take the thing and go, there you go.
And then I walk home.
um,
Wait, so did he ever answer you? You called a week later?
never answered me.
What the F? Dude,
And
maybe you offended him.
That's what I think I did.
I think you did. That's kind of crazy. Never meet your heroes. That's
so
weak.
then I found this guy who did them, and he said how his nephew was a big fan of the Bad Ben films.
Oh, that's cool.
And I don't know if I told you this story, but his name was Jason, and Jason invited
Sudeikis.
No.
Oh.
I don't want to say his last name, but
No,
actually it's in the credits of the Halloween Spectacular. But Jason wanted me to take Jason is autistic, mildly autistic. And I asked permission from his mother to talk about this, and she said yes. And Jason,
I think you told me this, I think. Yeah.
He has like 50 animatronics.
Yeah. In their house. Yeah.
And so he asked me to come take a tour. But when he first asked me, and he said, my uncle's making your t-shirts, I contacted his uncle and I said, how old's your nephew? And he told, I think he's 10 or 12 or something. I
said, my God.
Does his mother know he's inviting a stranger over to the house?
Oh, yeah.
He can't send a message without her knowing. And I went over there, Mitch. It was incredible. The house.
So he's got a bunch of what kind? Like Halloween animatronics?
Like, you know, when you go in Home Depot and they have those real expensive big.
Yeah, they're expensive. Yeah.
He's got like a ton of them from there and from Spirit and all. And some of it's through donations. Some of it's through, you know,
birthday
gifts. And
so that's like his interest.
That's what he is focused on. And I actually talked to him because he wants to get into filmmaking. And he wanted to, you know, was asking about being in a Bad Ben film. Oh. And I said, well, what if we put you in our Halloween special?
Yeah.
So we filmed the big portion of the Halloween special in his house. And it was funny. And we had a great time. He's a great kid. And I asked his mother, I said, is he aware that he's autistic and what autism is? And she says he's aware of it, but he doesn't fully, he knows he goes to a special class at school, but you know, he's okay with it. So I said, do you mind if I talk to him about it? And she said, no. So I sat down with him. I said, you know, you've been getting a lot of publicity. I've seen newspaper articles online and all about you. And I said, I understand you're autistic. And I said, you know, 2 of the actors in Bad Ben are autistic. I said, one of them was the Crescent Moon Clown, the guy that played the Crescent Moon Clown. And the other one is Paranormal Pat, an actor we use. He's actually Asperger's. But I said, and you know, as far as in production goes, people that have autism tend to be hyper focused, and they become experts of sorts in what they do. I said, don't let a label define you. I said, you can do just about anything you'll want to do. And like, he's so dedicated and so into these animatronics that this is not somebody that's just doing this as a hobby.
Mhm.
This is a person that it's just amazing, amazing young man. And anyway, we wound up making the credits of purple is autism awareness. So
Mhm.
it's the only one of our films that aren't black and white with the credits, like white letters on a black background. They're
Mhm.
white letters on a purple background. We did it for autism awareness.
Oh,
But
that's
he's a
cool.
great kid, and I can't wait to see what he winds up eventually
Right.
doing.
That's yeah, what he ends up making or
Is the mic distracting?
oh, I don't think so.
Because you said you wanted good sound. Is it good back? Is it good back here?
Yeah, it sounds good.
All right.
That sounds awesome. No, that's cool.
Mitch, whenever you come on,
Huh?
these talks go on forever and they're fascinating. You're a fascinating guy and you bring out
Covered drug addiction, the
correct,
life-saving. I
correct.
never heard that story about you saving that guy. That is fascinating.
Well,
That's
it
amazing.
wasn't I wasn't telling it to be like to,
No, I know.
but it's just like what I'm trying
But the
the irony
funeral with your cousin, yeah, that's
that
insane.
was just so ironic.
That's like a movie, you know. That's a picture.
Well, David, our buddy up there in Philly, um, David said you need to write a book about. Now, I am actually working on, have been for 2 years, a Bad Ben book,
Right.
and it's not a story about making Bad Ben. It's the Bad Ben story as a book.
That's cool. That's exciting.
I don't know if I ever read you any of it, but
The
basically,
novelization.
well, it basically, with a book, you can do so much more detail than you
Right.
can in a movie. And
Right.
I talk about being at settlement, and a
Mm.
storm comes up, and the woman hands me the key, and I try making a joke with her, and she doesn't find me funny at all. And I drive home, and I come in the house, and I see all the. So it's a lot more like detail about the
Yeah, because
stuff.
with the book, it could be any budget you want, you know.
But I'll do it one day. It's just every day's I'm hustling.
Married to the grind. That's what they say.
So what are you gonna make tonight? You're gonna heat up
I
a
don't
burrito?
know. I'm hungry. Maybe I'll order something, honestly. I'm so broke though. You know what I did? I got the other day I got the kids meal at Chipotle.
You were telling us about this, the
Yeah.
6 hour deal.
And I kind of want that now, but it's kind of late. Last time I got Chipotle, when Orino first visited, we got Chipotle like right before it closed, and we both got food poisoning. So I was like, yeah, maybe because it's
That's been a problem with Chipotle.
really.
A couple years ago, it was a big problem.
I think because it sits out, you know. So
Well,
I never.
part of the problem is people are disgusting, and if
Right.
people cough or sneeze on shit, like
Eating poop.
the pandemic, you have.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me today, which is 2 to 3 years after the height of this thing.
Yeah.
People act like, oh, it was nothing.
Yeah.
95% of people survive. Well, you know what? 5% of 300 million is a lot of dead people.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
fucking idiots.
No,
But
it
anyway,
is.
they
It's a whole lot.
the amount of, and they're like, oh, the masks, they were bullshit and all this. Well, folks, that year, the first year when we all had to go out and wear masks in stores, the number of flu cases in the United States was down by 99%. So
That's what they do in
how fucking disgusting are we that we're constantly walking around breathing on each other, passing disease?
or just shooting out snot and spit when you talk. Tom said the McDonald's app has some good deals. It's true, but McDonald's is kind of expensive, and You know what I mean? It's getting to that point where it's like, I mean, I still eat it probably like 2 times a month at least, if not more. But
You know who has good breakfast sandwiches?
who?
Wendy's.
What? I don't eat Wendy's that much.
Neither do I, but I went to Wendy's and I ordered a bacon, egg, and cheese on a biscuit, and
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
it was a better biscuit than Popeyes or KFC.
Oh, I love Popeyes.
It was the egg didn't taste like, like
I'm surprised.
to me anymore, like um egg McMuffins taste chemical.
Yeah, they do.
I don't like them. And
Honestly, the biscuit at Popeyes I had, I thought that exact word. I was like, this tastes like chemically. Like they're kind of, I don't know.
you know where else I liked? Have you ever got subs from Sugar Hill?
Yeah.
Well, they now do breakfast. They've been doing
Nuh-uh.
it for a while. And we get a bacon, egg, and cheese on a Kaiser there.
Oh,
And
that
it's
sounds
like
good.
I go in there and I will order that for Holly and for me. And I'll say, I get a side of bacon for the dogs?
Oh,
So they hook us up and it's just so good, but I cannot eat half of it. Same with hot bagels and more in summer.
what? Oh, because it's too much, too heavy.
Well, when I go in there, I would like to get a bagel with
A bagel.
a toasted bagel with a piece of pork roll,
Mm-hmm.
a slice of pork roll, and a slice of cheese. Because if you order a pork roll, egg, and cheese, well, I don't get the egg when I get them. But they put like 6 pieces of pork roll on it. That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's too much. Do you know what's crazy? Did you ever watch Entourage?
Yes.
So I just watched Entourage for the first time. I wish it ended at season 5 because I was like, this is a great
Yes.
show.
Yes.
Then
yes.
it gets
I absolutely agree with you.
So when I was in LA, we ate at a place called Fat Sal's, and I was like, this is awesome. It's like a sub with chicken tenders and French fry. It's one of those huge, it's like a Scooby-Doo Shaggy sandwich, you know. And I was like, man, this is so New Jersey because there's a place in New Jersey that does the Stockton bomb. I forget what it's called, but it's the same thing. I was like, this is so East Coast. Then I watch Entourage recently, and then I'm just looking at the Wikipedia of all the actors, and the guy who plays Turtle is the owner of Fat Sal's, and he named it Sal after Sal Turtle, his character from Entourage. And he's from, I forget if he's from New York or New Jersey, but I was like, that makes so much sense. And I was like, wow, Hollywood.
He hasn't done anything since that I know of. I mean,
Not really any of them.
No, well, the Adrian Grenier that's his name. He played the boyfriend in The Devil Wears Prada, but he also was in a series. I want to say it was an Amazon Prime series where he was kidnapped, and I think he was a celebrity in that, or a big something, and he was kidnapped and killed.
Oh.
So, but Eric, wasn't he in Alf?
The sitcom?
Yes.
Yeah, probably. I don't know, but he was like a kid actor, I think. I think Entourage was like I think he was going to retire, but then he did Entourage. Kevin Connolly, he probably was an elf. Man, Entourage is a great show, and they were all East Coast local guys from around here. Ah, I see. Thank you, Sarian. And Veronica Miller said, I still wear a mask in a crowd.
I see a lot of people still wear masks in crowds.
Well, guys, I should go get some food. I'm getting hungry.
I'm going to get off here too, Mitch. But
thank you for having me.
Thank you for spending time with us. We always enjoy our Mitch time. And
Goodbye.
thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you, everyone,
and
tonight that donated.
goodbye.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's because I want to continue to make for you, but I'm on my last legs. This computer is a 4-wheel drive, and 3 of the tires are low on air. But anyway, thank you for contributing, Mitch. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
We'll see you again soon. Thank you for being you.
See you in the next time.
See ya. Love you. Bye for now.
Bye.